Interest rates are going through the roof on home mortgages right now. They're crazy. It's gone up like 2% in the last month, which is a lot. That's a big deal. But do we need to panic? What does this mean for the broader real estate market? What does it mean if you're looking to buy a house? Well, today I'm going to answer those questions. Hello, my name is John Glutch. I am the team leader of the Glutch Group. We have teams in Las Vegas. We have teams in San Diego and in Phoenix. And we sell houses like 800 houses a year. So we do this a lot. We're in it every single day. And so today I want to focus on those two things. First of all, if you're looking to buy a home, what does this mean for you? These interest rates going up. How should you think about it? How should you time the market? That kind of thing. And then second, how is this going to affect the broader real estate market? So stay tuned for that part, which is really kind of built around the first part, which is how's this going to affect buyers and you if you're looking to buy a house. So if you're a buyer, here's what I want you to think about is interest rates are high, no doubt about it. They're much higher than they were a couple months ago. And I don't know how that's going to change tomorrow. I just know they're high now relative to what they were a month or two ago. Now, not relative to history, right? Like interest rates are still historically very, very good, which is one thing to consider. But here's the good news. You can buy a home today with the interest rate, whatever it is, maybe it's a high interest rate, and you can know that there is no concern about if those interest rates go down, you missed out on the party, right? Like you missed it. You should have waited for the interest rates to go lower because you can refinance, right? That's the amazing thing. You've got the house that's appreciating like crazy right now, like 1-2% a month, which is freaking insane. Now you've got that house. You're enjoying that appreciation instead of getting swallowed by it by being on the sidelines waiting for theoretically the interest rates to go down. Now you're riding the wave. And if interest rates go down, fantastic. You refinance, awesome. Great deal, right? Cost a little bit of money, sure. But if it's a good enough interest rate change, you can even pay for that with a refinance, build it in for zero cost. So there's no real risk, like there's no point in waiting around for interest rates to go down because you can refinance. The second thing is, while we don't know whether interest rates are going to go down or not, we know for sure house prices are going up and we know for sure rents are going up. So you don't want to bet on maybe lower interest rates and meanwhile you're getting swallowed by these rent increases and these price increases. So take the sure thing. The sure bet is, owning a house, it's going to be worth more in a month than it is today, right? So take that sure thing and then you can just ride the interest rate until hopefully they go lower and you refinance, right? So there's not a ton of risk right now. I don't think it makes any sense at all to wait for interest rates to go down. The other thing to consider is if you're renting right now, rent is 100% interest, right? You're paying every bit of money you pay to your landlord is interest, right? So 100%, a lot worse than 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 10, right? That's much, much worse than, or much, much better than paying 100% to your landlord. So make sure you keep that in mind as well. So that's my advice to buyers is like, this shouldn't affect you. Now, it's a bummer. It would have been better if you bought a month ago, but you didn't. Now you're here. Don't let last month be, the fact that you could have done better last month keep you off the fence today or on the fence today, because a month later you could be saying the same thing. You don't want to do that, right? So stay in the game, which leads me to the second point of this conversation, which is that this is probably not going to cause a big shakeup in the real estate market at scale. For the reasons I just explained, buyers still buy houses, right? There's still plenty of buyers in the market who want to buy. And the real problem with the real estate market right now is a lack of supply. There just aren't enough listings to go around. There aren't enough people selling their homes. And interest rates doesn't change that much at all. If it does, it actually makes supply worse in a lot of ways. Because think about it. If you're going to sell a home, what are you going to do? You need to go somewhere else, right? You got to buy some other house. Maybe you're in a house today, you got a beautiful interest rate, 2.8, 2.5, 2, 3, 3.5. Do you really want to sell your house, go out there in the bloodbath of real estate market that we're in right now, where you got to fight 20 other people for a house to get yourself a 4.5, 5, 5.5% interest rate? Probably not, right? So what interest rates do when they increase is, yes, they temper demand, right? Because people can afford a little bit less house than they could yesterday, right? So that does happen. Right? The demand curve sort of falls off. Some people exit the market entirely. Some people have to buy a smaller, cheaper house because of interest rates going down. That's for real. But also lots of people just decide to stay put because they don't want to go out there and weather that storm. Even if they're buying the same house, they're selling $1 million house, buying $1 million house, it's going to cost them a lot more than what they already have locked in. So why walk away from that great interest rate just for like better countertops or a different neighborhood, whatever? It tempers people's desire to sell as well. And so interest rates do not have as much of an effect on the broader market as you might think. And it's very unlikely that these interest rates, even if they get really, really high, are going to make some kind of big, huge turn. What we will start to see is slowly the market will begin to become more balanced. And that's already happening just a little bit. It's still insane, but it's getting a little less insane every day. So here's the good news. This is not going to cause some big catastrophe. If you're looking to buy a house, you should and could still buy a house. The bad news is, you're going to maybe buy something a little less exciting than you could have a month ago for the same money. But have no fear. You can always refi down the road. So I hope that helps you have some clarity around this decision and what this is going to do to the market. Have a wonderful day, and please do reach out if you want to find out what are today's current interest rates. We can help you out with that. What can you buy with your money today? How do you not miss out on the next $100,000 of appreciation? We would love to help you out with that, get you set up with a custom list of all the properties that we have for sale. And we've even got a bunch of off-market properties in all the markets we work in. We have several hundred properties that are not available anywhere else. We would love to get you on that list and see if any of those properties may be a fit for you. Reach out. We'd be happy to help. Thanks so much.